everybody! Welcome back to another Choral Clash. This is Low Tide number 5. We're getting started with our brackets. This is quarterfinals. We had a lot of teams this week. We're super excited. We're going to start off with Overtime and Jocephalopod Joe Starfish. I am Tao Panda, and joining me tonight is the famous, the notorious, for some folks, Chikorita!
I wouldn't have given myself that intro, but thank you for having me. This is my first time, so take it easy on me, guys.
We are super excited to have Chikorita with us tonight. And if we take a look at our maps, we're going to be starting with Manta Maria Clamblitz. So I've played with you for a long time, Chica. It's been years and years and... No, I'm just kidding. But it has been quite a while. So, you used to hate Clamblitz, but how do you feel about it now?
I actually really enjoy Clamblitz now. Now that I kind of understand the concept of the game a little bit better, instead of just rushing in. I still do that, but I do it at a more team effort than I do solo queue.
Manta Maria Clams is one of my favorite map mode combos, so I'm excited that this is our first game. Looking at our loadouts here, we've got a couple of interesting comps. It looks like we got zaps on both teams, so they're going to be popping out coolers. We've got some area of effect, we've got rain, we've got the reef slider, and so now both teams fighting for mid. We have a cooler already from Overtime in Yellow Ink. Looks like they're trying to take the bunker, trying to take mid, but Overtime already lost 3 players. Last one up has an Inkzooka ready, but their basket's down, so they're kind of on the back foot. What do you think about this, Chica?
They are gonna have to save up their specials and push them back. It looks like they're already down one person. It looks like the other team has a really good standing right now and keeping them down.
They do. They lost a couple players, but they got a lot of ink down. It's kind of a long name, so I'll just call them Team JJ to keep it easy on us commentators. It's kind of a thing. Sometimes teams make super long names, and I feel like it's kind of just to set the commentators back. But I was watching the rosters earlier, the standings, and JJ and Overtime have both been doing really well. I'm not sure if JJ lost a set earlier, but Overtime I think lost maybe one, if that. So forgive me if you guys have gone 4-0. And this Inkjet in mid is pretty well placed. It's a little precarious. They do get a trade. Overtime's down 2 players. They respawned quickly. I think they had juice. So with 2 specials on the blue team, Team JJ, 3 specials now with juice. It really could be anyone's advantage here.
Yeah, the map is pretty evened out right now. Looks like they're still fighting for mid. But, Overtime just lost 2 players, and now looks like JJ team here is gonna try to make a push.
They're trying to, but they lost a couple players. They're trying to even it out. Oh, it's just the zap! The zap goes down.
This could be their chance! Taking space, which is really good.
Yeah, I want to see them take space. Maybe a little bit of an early Inkzooka here. I know you play a lot of Inkzooka, Chica, so and when it comes to positioning, I definitely trust you.
This could be their time to push. They're only one person. Right now, JJ team. Oh, there he goes. He's already down. This is their time to shine.
They're throwing clams. Perfect coordination. Using the reef slider. They've got juice in the street. They got a second power clam. They do take the lead.
Nice.
Oh, but they lost 3 players. It's just the ballpoint. He got a couple clams in, and it looks like they jumped out, which actually was probably a good decision on the part of Overtime.
Yeah, especially when you see that the rest of the team is down. You want to try to get as many clams in, but at the same time, when you're the last one standing, it's sometimes best to stay back and get some jumps in for your teammates.
Yeah, look at this! The Overtime with a risky play. Oh,
We missed it.
They missed the throw. Their teammate tried to help them, but the Inkjet trying to recover. They're trying to recover the clam, but it might be best. I would kind of like to see them fall back at this point. Just kind of keep the bunker, keep mid, keep Ink on the ground. They definitely need clams.
They're doing a really good job at defending right now.
Yeah, JJ might have lost the lead, but... And Overtime kind of has stepped it up, it seems, in these last couple of minutes. They broke the basket again. It was kind of like a slow keeping pressure forward, which was kind of interesting to see because I didn't think they would break the basket. But now they're at 33, and JJ's still stuck at 62 with penalty. They're using strikes, trying to take some space, trying to get Overtime out of here. It seems like JJ's doing a decent job at adapting, but really, if they let this player from Overtime stay in their base, it might be kind of tricky for them to even make this Overtime push. What do you think, Chica?
It looks like he jumped back. JJ here is gonna try to make their final push with their tri-strikes here and try to squeeze it in the alley. Do they get, yes, they do.
Let's go! And 3 players down on Overtime. This might be a comeback. They got a wipe out! Oh my god.
They just need their clams. Can they make it? Oh, there it is.
That was amazing. They used the rain first, they let it sit for a little bit, then they used the tri-strikes. I'm pretty impressed, actually. This map can be really difficult with Clam Blitz because I know a lot of players, they always like to take that side window, you know, on the street. They try to be sneaky and just get the clams in, break the basket from the side. But not JJ. They just came in strong, coordinated as a team, so good on you guys.
You can see that Overtime was trying to sneak in that last push, but JJ, they kept pushing forward and they made a last good effort to squeeze into that alleyway with their tri-strikes.
Exactly! So, this is brackets. So it's best of 3, it's not play all 3, we're coming into Scorch Gorge Rainmaker now. So how do you feel about this map and mode, Chica?
You know, Rainmaker I've come to not like it so much only because
Wow!
I find that with the Rainmaker, as powerful as it is, like it's just a huge target, and if you leave the person who's holding the Rainmaker, easily one of the other teammates can sneak up and just kill them right away, and it makes it just such an easy target.
Yeah, it's like you've got both sides with Rainmaker. It's almost like tower control where your teammates have to get ahead, but at the same time it's so easy for the team that has the Rainmaker to just kind of grab it and run in. And you don't suspect it. Yeah! But Scorch Gorge, I love. Rainmaker, it's so like once you get the checkpoint on this map, it seems like all you have to do is just grab the Rainmaker and just go down that ramp just a little bit, and that could just make the whole game.
That is true. And with this map, it actually gives you a lot more leeway to do those things.
Okay, they're pulling a double shot on Team Jocephalopod Joe Starfish. That's pretty meta right now. having double Inkzuka. I mean, I really feel like they're gonna ramp up the pressure really quickly on overtime. They already have a Zuka? How fast is that?
And they, yep, there goes another one. They're both one person down, trying to capitalize on mid before they touch that Rainmaker.
Both teams have already used a couple of specials. The Roller doing a great job at kind of getting JJ out of the ramp, and they use their own Zuka. They get a, what some might call a cheeky splat.
They are 3 down already, and this could be their opportunity to make a really far lead.
Checkpoint's already taken, and here we go. Here's the momentum building up like we were just talking about. They might have lost the Rainmaker. They're already at 53 though. So JJ's already used, I think, 2 specials. They used their Booyah. They're still in their base though.
Yeah, you can see that push is still, the pressure is still there, and oh, they're popping a little reef slider there. I didn't call it a donkey. That's amazing.
The Rainmaker here, sitting next to the cooler, but the cooler is dead. I guess a decent ink vac here from overtime. It definitely helped keep the ink away from mid. Really, overtime doesn't have to do too much here, even if the Rainmaker resets. If they keep as much ink down as they've been keeping, JJ might not really be able to make that much of a push up this ramp or up this middle. I know some teams like to take the grates in mid. Not my favorite choice, but
you did see that they took mid really quickly, which gave them a lot of opportunity to provide pressure against them, take their push. They're already 2 down, and we'll see if they can make checkpoint.
that's true. I think they popped a cooler. It might have already worn off. Nice ink vac from overtime here. That's gonna really slow down JJ. They're not able to get the ink up their ramp like they wanted to. Their Dreadringers trying to do the best they can. Oh, someone flamed actually. Oh my gosh, they got a wipe! And they take the checkpoint. At this is their moment, I think, to take the lead. They've got a Booyah ready. They're using it.
Oh, there you go, yep.
And they do take the lead.
You can see that they're trying to get that pop so they can get some more points out of it.
Yes, all they need really is just a little bit of ink. Maybe they get a pick here, maybe 2. But actually, they lose 3 people themselves. Elemental's got the Rainmaker now.
They're gonna try to make their quick push here before they all spawn back. Wow, 2 popped out 2 specials. They took the lead.
Wow.
And they wiped them. Woo! That was very quick.
That was very fast. They took the lead, but they got wiped, but it's kind of worth it getting to 30 on this map.
Especially the teamwork between the 2 teams is hard to get in real quick. You have to really wait for the opportunity for 2 or 3 people to be down.
Yeah, I can only imagine their communication right now is probably just constantly giving information. One player's down now, so they lost a Zuka, but they are using one for Team JJ. The Reef Slider comes in, the Ink Vac comes in. Not much out of it, except for the fact that 2 players are down and they're keeping ink on the ground on their ramp, which is super pivotal right now. There's less than a minute left. All overtime has to do is just defend this. Keep some ink down. Get picks on these players that are trying to push up the ramp on their own to try to make space.
And looks like, yeah, they used their Zuka, their Vac, with 20 seconds left. This could be, and the fact, if they keep that Rainmaker there, it's gonna be hard for JJ to get in there and get their points that they need.
Yeah, that was very nice. They played very patiently. I really don't see a window here for JJ.
Yeah.
Yep. So overtime takes the second game. So we're 1-1 now. And this is the brackets. So these are the knockout stages. So this is quarterfinals. Whoever takes this moves on to the next round. And this is crazy. But like I was saying before, both teams, I think maybe one of these teams lost a match during group stage. There were 4 rounds. But this is exciting. We're already starting 1-1, getting down to the 3rd game, which is going to be Barnacle and Dime. Splat Zone's Barn and Dime. How do you feel about it?
Splat Zones is not so bad, but I don't know. Barnacle and Dime, I feel like it's so... I don't know, there's something about the map I just don't like. Maybe I just don't know how to play it, that's probably it, but a lot of people seem to like it. I hate it. It's just so hard to, especially when the other team keeps you locked out. It's really hard to get out again. Like once they have your, your bridge and just that push, like you really have to work together to get out of that lockout, which can be detrimental to whatever game play you're using or whatever map modes it is. Or I'm sorry, mode.
Yeah, I think there's something about the fact that if you get the zone, you're like, okay, we're gonna take their plat. And then it kind of ramps down, and so you're like, okay, easy, we've got this, we can keep up the pressure. But if the other team pops a special that kind of displaces you out of there, because mid is so flat, it really does feel like it's like, oh, there goes all the pressure we had. Now we're just going to fight in mid for the zone. But sometimes if you're on the other side and you're defending, sometimes it just feels almost impossible. Like you have to super coordinate just to get some ink down, because there's always going to be someone pushed all the way up in your little cubby area. You know what I'm talking about? Like right outside of the spawn.
Yes. I do find that having that lockout and keeping that pressure is very important, but sometimes teams can get a little over enthusiastic and they all go in and then a couple of them die, and that's the time for the other team to kind of take over.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, so we see a pencil now for team overtime. Okay. But an E-leader on the side of JJ. I know snipers are really good on this map, especially for splat zones. JJ loses a member. Loses 2! Oh my gosh. And we've got a cooler out for Team JJ. Pushed kind of forward. I'm not sure if many of their teammates are able to grab it. But overtime does have possession now. It's not quite a lockout though. They might be able to take the lead here. We see Azuka. They're getting inked down. They do take the lead. They've got their own cooler now. JJ's down a player. They're down 2, actually.
It looks like they're trying to take their bridge here and capitalize on their deaths. Can they take... Okay, they took down 1 person, but they're respawning back in. They got a special. Oh, there's 2 down already. And we see he's trying to pop this Booyah. Oh, try to get them off the bridge, but unfortunately he could not do so.
Oh, the Carbon maybe went a little too far ahead, or maybe the Dreadringer was a little slow to follow up, but either way, I think that's game.
That was a very quick game.
Wow, overtime really showed up for this game. They said, you know what, you might have taken the first game, but you're not taking the second one, and you're not taking this third one. That was really interesting to watch, actually. It's like, yeah, the Carbon might have gone... I think it was a Carbon. The roller went in maybe a little too far, and they did get splatted, but I feel like it kind of paid off, because it gave them space.
Yeah, I think it gave them enough time. I think when one person, it kind of acts like a distraction, because as the other team, you kind of want to get them out of your hair before you move forward. So it did give his other teammates enough time to take space as he was almost like sacrificing himself.
Yeah. So 2-1 overtime takes this first round. GG's to both teams. Hopefully we'll see JJ next time. But wow, I can't believe this first round went all the way to the third game. Guys, it's a Thursday, as somebody would say.
It's a Thursday.
But everyone came out swinging, pulling out all the stops. These games were really interesting. I feel like Overtime really did a good job at kind of managing what they could do. You know, it's like the first game, JJ was way more aggressive. They took space quickly. They took advantage of whenever Overtime had a splat or two, there were a player down or two. But then we saw during the Rainmaker match, Overtime, they kind of got more patient, I feel like, and they were like, it's okay, we might have lost a player, but we're keeping Ink down, you know, and they would pop a special, maybe not to take space, but just to keep JJ at bay. Or like this last match, they had the roller go in, not necessarily to really get a bunch of kills or anything, but just to give them that time so everyone else could do what they needed to do.
And you could see that both teams were pretty evenly matched. It was a very sweaty games, as people would say. But that last one just ended up, it happened so quickly and so fast. And so they were just able to quickly take that win, like you said, with that carbon all up in their faces.
Yeah, that was awesome. So, we're getting ready for round 2. Our teams aren't quite ready yet. A couple are still finishing their last match. Give us a few minutes. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back with round 2 of bracket.
Never mind.
And as soon as I say that, actually, our teams are raring to go. They won't give us a break. That's
they are
fine.
ready to play now and get their winnings.
Yes, exactly. But whenever we have the maps pulled up, I'm really interested to see what Chikorita has to say about this next round.
Is it the same maps?
Oh, no. So we're going to start off with TC Inkblot? Inkblot? Art Academy? Ooh la la! I love that map mode combo!
No. Oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say to that.
It really is one of my favorite map mode combos. I love tower control. I really don't like splat zones on that map, but TC Inkblot? Yeah. That's my mode on that map.
It is actually. It is actually a very good map mode to put together, because I feel like sometimes with tower control, it's kind of hard to know where you can kind of hide or kind of go behind to kind of flank the other team, but with Inkblot, you kind of have a little bit more space to kind of go around the tower and flank the other team and capitalize on the map.
Yeah. I think it's, I don't know, like splat zones, I guess because you've got just the one stack and it's huge in mid and you have to paint the top. I think that's why I don't like it. But with tower control, there's one on each side. So, you know, you can kind of sneak around. You can shark on the walls if you want to. I just feel like there's way more openings with tower control. But it's really, for me personally, it's really difficult to defend because you know how I play Chica. I play more so like I kind of watch how things are moving. I put a lot of paint down. I'll get a lot of specials. I play more support. I can be more aggro, but you are like all aggro. You know, so like it's really nice to hear someone else's perspective on this map that does play that forward slayer role.
Yeah, and I think if you have two good slayers to push together, it's really hard for the other team. But like I said before, like it gives that distraction, and if they're able to take one or two people down, like the person riding the tower can really put in some points.
Okay, so we're watching Overtime versus Woominators. I love the name. 10 out of 10 for the name.
Woominator. Like, it never surprises me how creative people can be with all these names. Like, I remember when I first came up against someone named Inky Minaj. Like, who's creative enough to come up with these names?
Alright, Woominators. Both teams are down a player. Both teams are down 2. Okay, Woominators is down 3. Though one already respawned. I'm guessing they may have activated a cooler while we were busy just admiring their creativity. So what I would like to see here is that they get a lot of ink down in mid. They already pulled out an Inkzooka to make space. I don't think they found any picks. Overtime pulled out a Zooka of their own. The Ink Brush putting in work finds 2 there. But Woominators responds with an Inkjet. Looks like their Gal kind of struggling to find out where to go at this point because Overtime, as we saw in this last match, they're really good at just kind of patiently always keeping space somehow. Like, how are they doing this?
And you can notice that they take space very quickly and as a unit, which is very important. Like, you see 3 people on one person and, you know, the other person's like, okay, you guys go ahead, I'll take care of the rest from here. And you can see that they already have most of the mid, and now they're capitalizing on the opponent's plat here.
And the Inkzooka followed up on the momentum they had. The Inkjet didn't find any picks, but it gave the brush enough time to get another zip. Oh my gosh, what's it called? The zippy hand. The Zipcaster.
Just call it the Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yes. The viewers really have to forgive us. We've played together so long, we've kind of come up with our own terminology for this game, and it can be a hindrance sometimes when we're trying to communicate to others.
I apologize. Like, the people are like, what are you talking about? That thing is called this.
Yeah. Elemental now, doing what they do best, keeping space. They do go down. But again, the Inkjet from Woominators, I appreciate the time that they use the Inkjet because it kind of keeps Overtime away, but it seems like really temporarily. I know Woominators has the tower right now, they have 2 on their bat, but I'm really interested to see how quickly Overtime can respond to this. They lost a couple players. I think 1 or 2 of them had juice.
Yeah, there's 2 specials going on, and with that, Woominators was able to take the lead. You can see that Overtime here is trying to take some space back while also taking some picks. But will it be enough to stop Woominators?
It looks like they had somebody jump on the tower, which can be really nice because Woominators has lost a bit of momentum. Overtime was able to paint up, it looks like, the entirety of their plat. But
very impressive, yes.
But Woominators got down to 10 points only, so I don't know. We've never seen Overtime in this position before where they're down that much. Like, getting down to 10, like, you are all up in the enemy's base at that point. We see another Zipcaster. It doesn't find a pick, but maybe it gave the rest of their teammates enough time to keep the tower. We see an Inkzuka. I would like to see them take tower here. Maybe keep the Snipe Rider on tower. But Woominators, they're taking their own plat back. They used Inkzuka. They used their Killer Whale. With only 20 seconds left, this is gonna be really difficult, I think, for overtime to actually take lead back at this point.
They were able to take down 3 members of Woominators. This could be their chance with 10 seconds left.
Of course, the commentator's curse strikes me. Not Chikorita!
Well, the counter's going down. You can see overtime. Oh, so close.
And they got a wipe right at the end. That was that was a very precarious point, I think.
It's just
for
so hard
Woominators.
at the end, yeah. Like especially like when you play, especially on tower control, knowing the fact that a team member has to be on the tower in order for overtime to even occur, which is really annoying because then you have teammates scrambling for the tower, but at the same time trying to get picks at the same time in order to have that push.
Yeah, and it's like we were talking about before the match started, you need some players ahead of the tower, and I think maybe that's where overtime kind of slipped up right at the end in overtime. Is we saw like 3, maybe all of the players were on the tower right at the end to try to get past that checkpoint. But maybe they should have sent the brush forward and just say, no, we don't need everyone on the tower. Just go forward, try to stop whoever you can. It doesn't matter who, because when you're stuck at a checkpoint in tower control, gosh, it sucks.
It feels like forever.
Yes! So good job to Woominators for seeing that through. It was definitely a shaky start, but very similar to the last match with overtime. It seems like both of these teams are pretty even. A little bit of a different play style between the two, but Woominators really stepping it up. Not only are they creative with their team name, creative with their gameplay.
I will say that overtime is really good at taking space back, and like you can see the ink up the map so quickly, and then their communication is very good too, because when I was watching them, you could see a lot of the times, one person would be needing help, and all of a sudden you see 3 people come against one person, and the person's like automatically dead.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that before you said it when we were watching that last game. So we're coming into Crab Leg Capital Clamblitz. For me, I like the map. I like Crab Leg. It's a great map. One of the newer maps. Clamblitz, it seems like it's kind of weird to build up momentum.
I hate it. I really
Wow! Strong words coming out tonight, folks.
If you are really, because there's 3 places you can go down, up the middle in the ramp, or the 2 sides, but with the bridge it's hard. And really the quickest way is that ramp. But if you have a good team who's really good at their opposition, like, they can just keep you out by throwing bombs.
Yeah, doing bombs, and I think using specials in tandem, like popping an Inkzuka, and then following up with a Killer Whale, and maybe they also have Juice, which, by the way, Woominators has all 3 of those specials, so okay. They're getting strategic here, it looks like.
It looks like they're already rushing their ramp here. And they have their ball ready, and they're trying to keep pressure.
We do see the Killer Whale early from Woominators. I don't think they found that much momentum from it. Elemental always in such a good position.
That was an amazing bazooka. I was gonna say bazooka. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gravy is right. Looks like even though Illuminators started off with a lot of momentum. They kind of lost it all. Maybe because Elemental was able to find 2 picks with 1 Inkzuka Bazooka.
Maybe it's because I'm also chewing gum.
What? Does it happen to be Bazooka Bubblegum?
No, it's not.
Aw, rip.
We do see that Overtime did try to make that push with the clan, but it just didn't quite make it. And now they're already down a few players, and looks like Illuminators here is trying to take back some space.
They are... Jelly's in a little bit of a weird position here as a gal. I think they made a good decision there to kind of be patient, wait, try to shark, throw a wall down, see if you can kind of squiggle your way out of there. This is a very impressive, I guess, fight for mid from both teams. We haven't seen the basket broken yet, and we're like halfway through this match already.
Yeah, and it's always, especially in with 2 really good teams, you really want to take the opportunity to make sure that you can get a good push, especially with Clam Blitz, because as you know in solo queue, if you just throw one in, you pretty much give the other teammates a free clam. So you want to be able to take down at least half the team before you throw in some clams and get a good point. Get a few good points down.
Wow, this Zuka here, this last ditch effort Zuka to keep space. Snipe Rider putting in work. This is crazy. Both teams, as soon as you think either one is getting momentum,
I'm so blown away!
Right? Like, it doesn't matter if the other team is down 2 players or not. Like, they just respond with their own specials, their own ink, their own space. And it's like neither team can get ahead. But as soon as I say that, it's just the Snipe Rider for overtime. With a minute and a half left, the basket's broken. They get 2 power clams in. Woominators finally built up some momentum, and they have 3 people in the enemy base. One went back for some clams, but they popped some juice. They have a wall now, thanks to the gal. Both teams are 2v up, as is known in some circles. Down 2 players apiece.
Yeah, that single push allowed them for 12 points. And like I was saying before, like they were able to just do with that push alone. You know, you had 3 people who were keeping that pressure from at spawn, while the other 2 or the other 1 left person was trying to collect clams, and with that gave them the opportunity. And now it's going to be really hard on overtime to get that overtime in and to hopefully knock them out or take the lead.
Overtime, fighting for their lives for overtime. Hold on, is that why they named themselves Overtime? Do they know? They know their own place. Are they going meta with us right now? The basket's broken. Can they keep it open though? They have a lot of clams, but can they keep the space? The bomb pressure. They got some clams. They're only at 56. Oh, the squeezer did the best they could. They still have a power clam though, but they really don't have enough overtime.
It was such a tough game. Like, as soon as you would say something else would happen, and with all those Zukas going across the map.
Yeah, I feel like the players on both teams are just really good at their weapons. And the fist bump, deservedly for Woominators. Wow, 2-0. We just saw an incredible set from overtime. And we see another incredible set, but Woominators, they're really out here for the win, I feel like.
Yeah, just when you think that overtime has, you know, they're making their push, they're doing great, Womenators out of the blue will come back twice as hard, it almost seems like, and it really makes it more difficult for overtime to get back.
Yeah, so I don't know, it kind of seems like, we mentioned several times, overtime super quickly. They can take back space, but maybe Womanators had like more of like a coordinated, like, yeah, they might not have taken space as fast, but when they did take space, it was like, okay, we're using our Inkzuka, someone else is following up with that, so it's gonna take some time, but it's like the slow death of the enemy team, like they're slowly losing space, and they were getting clams along the way. And how you mentioned earlier, like, you really want to make sure when you do make a push in Clam Blitz, it's a really solid one, and Womanators did that to a T.
Yeah, and kind of going back on what you were saying with the response time of the specials, like they were not just throwing out specials because they had them. Like they were really coordinated in their specials, and it felt like they were really good at matching the other team with their specials, which was, I think, part of the reason why it took so long for either teams to make a push.
Yeah, that was such a good match.
It was intense.
GG's, yeah, GG's to overtime for making it this far. Um, Hopefully we'll see you guys for the next Coral Clash. I'm not sure who the teams will be on this next round. Maybe we'll see Womanators again. It might be... And we will. It's gonna be Womanators and Ink Black. So, I'm not sure. I think we started with quarterfinals, then semifinal. Are these the finals? This is the finals?
That was
I'm
quick.
receiving word. This, ladies and gentlemen, squids, jellyfish, octopi. This is the finals. And this will be a best of 5. Oh boy, if it's anything like these last 2 sets we've seen, wow. I'm expecting some intense games. We're starting with Hagglefish Splat Zones.
Ink tense games. Haha.
Oh my gosh. I personally like Hagglefish.
I do. I really do like Hagelfish and Zones. It's actually very fun to play. It's just, especially when it's like either a slosher or a roller camping your tent or your ramp. It's very annoying, but it's a good strategy.
Yeah, because sometimes it seems like you might have the zone, you might have all the space, you've got all this ink in mid, and it could just be one player sometimes from the enemy team that took one of the side routes, left or right, and they were just waiting, sharking, making sure no one noticed, and don't get me wrong, flanks on this map can be disastrous for a play. Like, it could take so long and you lose any momentum you could have had, but if it's done correctly, Jesus, it can just kill. It could kill your whole push you had.
You'll be terminated.
What I would like to see here from Luminators is they keep their Zuka, hopefully. Did they have the Squeezer last game? I think they had the Gal last game. Gal could be good here. I'm just trying to think of comps, but you know me, Chikorita. I'm not that good with comps and stuff like that, but once I see them, then it's like, oh, okay, I see what they're working with. They got some juice and a bunch of stealth jump, for example, and I'm like, okay, I know what they're going for. They want to pop juice so they get those jumps back, even if everyone dies trying to make this push for the zone, but
I didn't even know that was a thing. I am so bad with comps. Like, I just play the game, you know? If that looks amazing, that looks amazing. If it
oh,
make
the
it work.
life of a Slayer, ladies and gents, ladies and squids. Squids and octos. Jellies and fish. We do see the Snipe Rider, and the Gal, and the Zuka, and the Squeezer, from Ruminators. Let's go! It just makes sense. It seems like Ruminators really were just like a nice, steady flow with that last game, and I think that's the comp they had.
Ruminators did a double flank there, but unfortunately they were actually able to get the map with it and take down 3 players of Ink Black.
You see what I'm saying? Even though they lost their Gal, it didn't seem like they would be able to take space. They pulled off the flank. The hard to accomplish flank that actually pays off. We see some juice now from Ink Black. They're trying to get some ink down. And now they know, okay, they like to take the flanks. We want to keep the Ruminators out of there. But it seems like they might be second guessing now because nowhere is safe.
Yeah, they're being pushed back, and it looks like Ruminators are already making their way onto their ramp here, keeping that pressure on them. It's gonna be hard to... They're gonna have to push out together with their specials, especially with the counter going down so quickly.
They used the ink strikes to try to take the zone. They were able to at least stall it. They used, I think, almost every special there to take the zone back, but it definitely paid off. They're counting down finally. If Ink Black, Toto Star going back for the juice, definitely a good decision here against Ruminators. Ruminators loses 3 players. It's just their Snipe Rider. I think Snipe Rider's on their plat, somewhere near their ramp. The Gal trying to push forward here. They get picked. They weren't able to get anyone out of the zone. Beautifully timed Killer Whale, Ink Strikes from Ink Black. I don't know if they'll be able to keep zone, but getting down in the 30s is great for a counter push on this map.
And it looks like they are trying to keep that map painted without a penalty, which they did is amazing as they continue to take down Ruminators one by one. A little good teamwork here. Oh, he was able to get away!
Wow. And with that, 2 people were taken away from the zone, and the Gal was able to jump out to save their lives, save their special. The rest of their teammates took the zone. And now Ruminators, they're moving fast. They're up the ramp. They've got juice. They're really trying to take the plat here. The Gal's trying to redeem themselves.
I think they are really trying to lock them out to put that penalty down and take the win. Seeing how quickly the timer is going down, they're using Zukas, everything, and it looks like White here might be able to squeeze in and take he did! He took it back!
He did! He pretty much solo took the zone there. But the rest of their teammates, they held on to a crab. Oh, Splash died. The T-Tech died. Again, it's just the Snipe Rider. The Ruminators are so fast to just respond with their own aggression, but in that, I guess, not necessarily a fast way, but it's like a coordinated, they just see someone there, they're gonna turn on them with 2, 3 players. Similar to how we saw Overtime do, but maybe a tad bit more coordinated, but they do lose the zone again. So I don't know, it's a little bit of both. They lose the objective, but they keep the lead in the long run. So
And you can really see their snipe rider here trying to keep like ink down for them and keeping that zone, putting down a lot of paint. And you can see that each player from Luminators is very confident in taking 1v1s, and they've been winning a lot of their 1v1s, which allows the other teammates to come up and assist them later to keep that pressure.
And I don't know if we've seen their Snipe Rider get picked at all. They just kind of keep their distance, keep their maximum range, always putting down ink, like you were saying. And it seems like Luminators always has their Tacticooler. They always have juice ready when they're ready to come back, when everyone's respawned. There's more juice. They get a pick, a trade actually, and that's it. The counter ran down.
I don't think Luminators, their Snipe Rider, like you said, died that many times. Like you notice at the very end that Ink Black used most of their specials, their, Tri-Strikes, and I forget what other special they were using to try to get the zone, but Luminators, their Snipe Rider stayed back just to paint the zone, and pretty much paint against the Tri-Strikes, which automatically worked to keep it yellow.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's like, even though there were at least 2 times when Luminators lost 3 players, I think just the fact that the one player was still alive and close to special, that really helped them so that when everyone did respawn, they're like, here you go, here's juice. Go in there. Do what you can do. Get your own specials up.
Yeah, and the fact that, I want to say that, that their Snipe Rider put down a lot of ink for them, which allowed them to keep the momentum of just that pressure. And it's just, the one thing I hate about Snipe Riders is that they have the range and they put down so much ink. It's just so unbelievable.
It really is. So coming into our game 2 of the finals of Low Tide number 5, Ship-Shape Cargo Co. Tower Control. It's a relatively new map. I like it. How do you feel about this map mode?
I like Ship-Shape for zones and for Rainmaker. Actually, I don't even like it for Rainmaker. No, I take that back.
Wow.
It's just that alleyway. That alleyway right by the other opponent's spawn it can be so detrimental for either team.
That's true, because if the other team has a solid defense, like, you want to take the alley because it helps you get up on their plat when you can't take their bridge, and I think the bridge on this mode is actually connected all the way through, so it's like, if you can't take that, let's take the alley. But if their defense is strong, that's it. Like, you could easily lose a player while you're trying to make a push on tower, and that's it. We see an early juice, super early. We're only 20 seconds in.
They have
from Ink Black.
Yeah, Luminators already took down 3. Oh no, sorry. Ink Black took down 3 of Luminators very early on, and now they're capitalizing on keeping points on the tower. But you can see that Pencil again doing work and putting down ink.
Oh, kind of a desperate Ink Zuka there from Ink Black to try to keep the tower as long as possible. They did get picked, and so now Luminators, it's their time to shine. Can they do what we've seen them do? Get the picks, take the space, and keep it. The gal from Ink Black is not having it. They get 2 picks on their own, maybe an assist with a teammate. 70 to 79 now. This game feels very different than the first one. It seems like Ink Black's trying to put up more pressure than the first game.
I will say I agree. Yeah, you can tell that the pressure is there, and they're really trying to keep it there. They were able to take down 3 of Luminators' teammates at a good time where they could capitalize on points. So they're actually doing a really good job. And the fact that they already have it, you know, close to...
Yeah, they're already at the last checkpoint.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, what happened? They took the top right plat. They're following up with each other's space so quickly. And that Booyah was nice to give Wyatt some space. They had a jumper. The jumper did get picked, but the gal was still back there. They get the jump out. They lost their momentum now, but Luminators wasn't able to get a wipe. And now they're having to use 2, I think 3 specials just to get the tower to the first checkpoint.
Whew, it is intense. Like, we'll be talking about something and they're already across half the map. There's so much happening at the same time. Both teams are working very hard to coordinate with each other to get those picks and to make sure they get those points.
Luminators now using Inkzooka, using back-to-back Inkzookas, and they used a Killer Whale. Ink Black lost 2 players, they used their own Inkzooka. That player goes down. Wow, we actually might see Luminators take the lead here.
They did it! Oh, my goodness.
God.
Right? And then they got it. That was so intense. You could see that they were really trying to push that Booyah out quickly before they were able to get the lead, but unfortunately, it just didn't happen quick enough.
We see counter Zuka here on both teams. Ink Black already down 3 players. It's just the Snipe Rider. He gets the jump out. Are you squidding me? Ink Black now on their plat with Juice. Trying to keep space. Trying to keep Luminators at bay. A decently timed Inkzooka there. They weren't able to get any picks, but I think they were kind of able to keep the sloshing machine moved back, so they weren't able to use their range to stop the tower.
I am at such a loss of words. I'm just trying to keep track of the game. It's just so happening so quickly. Like they respawn so quickly. Like I just saw 3 Luminators people die and then respawn within like a second. Like what?
It's the Snipe Riders. They stay alive. They have the juice ready. So it seems like they're always alive, even if we see them with our own eyes. No, they definitely got picked, but they're back again.
Looks like Ink Black is trying to keep them out, keep them locked out as they take the lead, which is just enough for 10 seconds left. Will Luminators be able to make a comeback? We do have Ink Black, 3 of them are down. Oh, we have a 2v2. Let's see what happens.
The lead did change. I think we're seeing, is this Luminators in pink and Ink Black in green? We might have had it switched earlier. Either way,
yeah.
Oh, they're struggling to get up the tower. Okay, they're on. They're on. They've got a lot of space. They're using their Zooka. There's 2 players now on the top plat on the side. The Zooka's trying to keep them back. Luminators, they're using all their specials. Wow, they killed the
What just happened?
Booyah, but they still were able to throw it.
That
And so
was
whoever was on
crazy.
tower weren't able to keep it. Wow.
You could see, yeah, you could see they were really trying to keep the push while their Sniper Rider rode the tower, which is smart because, you know, they could keep that pressure, but... And then at the very end, you know, they were trying to get that Booyah out, but they destroyed it. That was a whole lot that just happened within like the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, Ink Black really did something incredible, you could say there.
But you know, Luminators, they'll be back.
I do feel like we might see just alternating from both of these teams in this final set. Museum d'Alfonsino is one of my favorite maps. And I especially love it for clams. Some might say, if they know me, then they know. One of my favorite map mode combos. I love Clam Blitz on this map.
It is a really good map and mode choice. Like there's so many ways that your team can work together to get onto the other opponent's plat and just destroy them. It's very annoying, and if it's executed well, it's hard to get out and you're stuck.
And I feel like it's so easy to lose track of like the side ramp because there's that wall there, and you might throw a couple bombs, you put some ink down, check the map, and you're like, okay, no one's flanking, we're good to go, we can take the plat. And then someone flanks out of the blue, and that can totally just kill the push. Even if it doesn't find any picks, it just takes attention away from the objective.
Yeah, and especially also with the spinner, like, you know, with the opponents, if they can get up on there and then they can shoot from there, which is, you know, sometimes uncalled for because you're seeing ink go down, like, where are they shooting from? And then you realize they're at the top, and then they jump across that bridge to get into your side. It can be a lot to deal with.
Oh, a little bit of a change up here. We're seeing a sniper, just a full, not a sniper rider, a full-fledged sniper here now from the Woominators. Okay, well, we've seen that Hirachi can stay alive playing the sniper rider, so I'm expecting some great things here playing a sniper on this map mode.
You can see Minnie doing a really great job at putting that ink, but unfortunately 3 of his teammates were taken down, which gives Woominators the opportunity to make their push.
Yes, but they weren't able to get that many clams. They do have a power clam and an additional clam. But the ink strikes with the Zuka follow-up, I didn't even notice they had rain on their plat.
They moved really quickly. You could tell that all 4 of them went onto that plat to really capitalize on taking their space.
But they weren't able to get any other clams in, which, as you were saying earlier, you want to get those extra clams. They're still trying to keep it. Okay, they kept the momentum up though. I think they found a couple picks there. They got the ink down. It's almost as if they didn't even care about the first push. Was the first push just a distraction? What is happening?
Oh, Ink Black was able to fight back and take 3 down from Woominators.
They don't have that much ink in mid, but they are on the ramp. They have 2 trying to get on the Woominators plat. One of them goes down. A little bit of a hesitation here. Woominators really keeping ink down somehow. I guess between maybe the Nautilus and the Zap, and they have the backup from the sniper. Ink Black trying the best they can. They popped a Booyah, and it's Woominators were just unfazed. They're already down to 13 points. They don't have any clams just yet. They're down 2 players. Finally, Ink Black is able to get some ink down. They've got a jumper in mid. They're using a special. I think they just popped some juice using the Tacticooler. Maybe now Ink Black can kind of get their footing. Both teams trade a player. Ink Black's, both teams are down 2. This is a very fast-paced game.
Yes, Woominator right now is trying to take space, and they're trying to make a clam so they can. Wait, are they on their? This map moves so quickly. I thought that they were on the opponent's side of the map already. Goodness.
We have spent half the match in Ink Black's base. Ink Black is keeping mid now. They have someone dropping from the side. They're using their Booyah.
Oh, you see Mini trying to make that push with the Booyah, and unfortunately he couldn't make it.
Wow, I think, was that a snipe from Hirashi? That was beautiful on the clam carrier on Ink Black. They're doing the best they can now. I think they're realizing that they really have to be quick. They have to stay out of Hirashi's sightlines. We thought the Snipe Rider play was amazing. This being on the full-fledged sniper is ridiculous. Luminators loses 2 players, but they were able to break the basket. I'm not sure if they're really gonna get that much out of it. I feel like they just kind of gave Ink Black a free pity clam. But maybe they counted on that. Maybe they just wanted to keep the pressure up. We see they're in mid. They're kind of fighting to keep Ink down. They've used some rain. Hirashi now breaking the basket with juice, with a follow-up. The Nautilus came around the spinner, and that's it.
Whoa, I couldn't even wrap my head around what was going on. I feel like, you know, Ink Black really tried their best to defend, but man, Womanators, you know, as some squids do, they traveled in a school. Like, you see all 3 of them just go up there and destroy Ink Black while, you know, their sniper was in the back, which was really smart. And you saw that play happen a lot throughout the match. And I think that's why it was so hard for Ink Black to get back, because as soon as they would capitalize on putting paint down in the middle, you could just see Womanators move as a unit, like together. It was just crazy to watch.
Yes. That was amazing. So coming into Undertow Spillway Rainmaker. Oh man, I feel like this map mode, it can always be kind of like a make or break. Like all the time. Like you think you've got the lead, but sometimes it feels like it doesn't matter. You get right checkpoint, left checkpoint, you think you're ahead, because sometimes just getting checkpoint is so hard on this map. But then you could lose everything so quickly.
And I feel like, especially with these 2 teams, you'll see them push really quick, and it also doesn't help when you have like 3 players working on the Rainmaker, and then as a defending team, all of a sudden somebody's flanking you on the far left side, like just one person, which is enough to destroy your team.
Yeah, because Rainmaker is just, it's that mode. Rainmaker is that guy. That's like, it takes all of your attention. Because everyone has to contribute to get the pop on the Rainmaker shield. And then you want to get ink down. You want to make sure nobody's sharking. And then, yeah, like you're saying, it's like one person can just come in from the side, even though you think you're watching. Surprise, surprise, half your team is dead.
And then you wonder where they went, and then you realize you got flanked. Because you just hear the callouts. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Alright, we see very similar comps now. Okay. We see the splatter scope on both teams, so they definitely want to use that ink vac to try to defend, and probably also to get popped if they need to. Both teams have NZAP, so they want the juice for respawns, for extra maneuverability. Okay, they're kind of matching each other here, and it seems a little bit like a free-for-all in mid. The gal pulling out the killer whale. Luminators respawns with their own special. They find a pick, but Ink Black's got the Rainmaker now. They might go for the other side, but everyone's on the other checkpoint. Oh my gosh.
That was a really tricky play. Sometimes you have to, when you think the left, you automatically, think I'm gonna go on the left side. But when you have enough people just distracted on the left side, you can just do your 180 and go exactly the opposite direction.
Yep. And Ink Black did that. They got the checkpoint. Oh, someone's sharking here. Will they find a pick? They will not. They kind of got surrounded by ink there. So I'm interested to see how Woominators plays this. Are they gonna take the safe route? Go up the left side? They will. They do get the checkpoint. It's almost even. This checkpoint needs a few more points before it totally evens it up. But Woominators follows up quickly. They've got Juice, they've got Rain, they used a Zuka. They're already at 16 points.
Yeah, you can really see that they're trying to make that pop there and finish the Ink Black here. And do they get it? They got a wipeout and they got...
Oh my goodness.
It happened so quickly. It looks like they kind of did the opposite of what Ink Black did to them. And kind of, instead of going the right side, because I feel like at that first push that they had, you had two Illuminators, people trying to fight Ink Black on the right side, and then that actually gave Illuminators the opportunity to really swim in quick and get checkpoint on the left.
Yep, and then they just turned and they followed up. They stayed alive, they had their specials, and they took 3 games out of the set. So, Squids and Octos, Woominators are our low tide champions.
Congratulations! It was a really tough fight. Man, those were some intense games. Like, I didn't even know what to say, because when I would say something else was already happening.
Yeah, it's like both teams had their style, and it's not that Woominators had necessarily like a better play style, it's just that they were able to work together with how they knew their teammates were gonna play. Like maybe they had like that little extra layer of trust that their teammates are gonna follow up with whatever they choose to do. Maybe their communication was stronger, because Ink Black definitely had moments during this set where they took the lead. They took the lead by a decent amount. And it's like we were left just trying to catch up with the gameplay, but Woominators still were able to come back in spite of that. That was phenomenal.
It was amazing, and it was intense, like I said. And like you said, it wasn't necessarily like which team is better, but just the movement together as a unit, that I've really noticed can make all the difference in a match, in a game, and taking down the opponent.
Yeah, I'm so impressed. If I ever see these guys playing open, oh my goodness.
I'm DCing.
What? No! We're gonna be playing together probably. Don't do that. Well, alrighty folks. That concludes this week's Coral Clash. We were only able to get in here for the brackets, starting with quarterfinals. We had one of the highest turnouts of signups that we've ever had. This was super exciting. All of the teams were very well matched.
Amazing.
High skill level. That was exciting. So hopefully we'll catch you guys back for the next one. I'm Tau Panda. You could find me, if you decide to, for some reason, at the Tau Panda. What about you, Chica? Where can the good squids find you?
I don't know. You can find me around. Thanks for having me. I hope I did a good job. I apologize if I offended anybody by not calling things out correctly, but it was very fun and it was really great to watch and commentate.
That's how I feel every time. So, thanks for having us both. And we'll catch you guys next time.